everyone, this is Cindy from Stamped with Aloha. Welcome to my October Card Club and also World Card Making Day. In this video today, I'm going to teach you how to create a diorama card. So this is the card that we're going to make today. It features the brand new Surfin' Santa stamp set. And so let's get started and I'll take you through the steps on how to put this together. All right, let's begin by looking at the pieces of cardstock you're going to need to create this card. So you will need a scrap piece of white cardstock. You will need 2 pieces of 6.5 by 4 1/4 cardstock, and I'm using Balmy Blue. And then you're going to need Azure Afternoon cardstock. We have a 4 by 4 piece and a 4 1/4 by 5.5 piece, okay? So let's begin doing some scoring with our 6.5 by 4 1/4 piece of Balmy Blue. I'm going to place this in my trimmer and I'm going to score this at 1 inch. And then I'm going to score it again at 5.5 inches. If it's easier, you could just score it on 1 inch from each side, because that's what I'm doing. So again, 1 inch. And then flip it around and score it at 1 inch on the other side, or you can line it up at 5.5 inches. Okay, so now we have the scoring done on the first 2 pieces. Then with these 2 pieces, we're going to score on the larger piece, the 5.5 by 4 1/4. And we're gonna score this at 1/2 inch, and then 5 inches. The next thing that we're gonna need is to add some texture. So using the 4 by 4 piece of Azure Afternoon, I'm gonna place this in my So Swirly embossing folder, and then I'll run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and then the end result will be a piece of cardstock that looks like this. And I just thought this matched perfectly because it kind of looked like a wave. So now with these 3 pieces, we have the back layer of the card, the front layer of the card, and the inside layer of the card. So you can see there's 3 layers here. Let's begin with the front of the card. So we have one of the pieces of Balmy Blue here. You can see where it's been scored. And I'm gonna take my stylish shape die and I'm just going to eyeball it and lay this die in the center of the card. Then I'm gonna take a piece of tape or washi tape or whatever you prefer. Post-it note will work as well. Just to tack that down, and I'm gonna run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. When that's completed, you're gonna get a piece that looks like this, okay? Now, next we have the inside layer. This has been scored at 1/2 inch on each side, and that's gonna go inside the card like this. So the first thing that I wanna do is take that second piece and I wanna line it up on the score lines so that the score lines match on the inside here. Then I'm going to turn this around. Now that I know that those are lined up on the score lines evenly, then I'm going to take another die from the Stylish Shapes die and I'm going to lay that right there in the center, okay? Then I will take a piece of tape and tape that down, and then I can go ahead and run this layer through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then when you're done doing that, it's going to look like this, okay? So now we have the front of the card, the inside of the card, and then this piece will be the back of the card. So let's go ahead and put these pieces together. So for the back of the card, I'm gonna fold it on the score lines. The back of the card is gonna sit like this. And so the inside of the back of the card is going to have this wave pattern. So I'm gonna decide whichever way I wanna place this in. This is a square, so I think that looks good like that. And then I'm gonna take my multi-purpose liquid glue, add it to this piece of textured cardstock, and then I'm going to glue that here so that this will be the inside of the card. Okay, now we're ready to add the next layer. So we have this piece here. I would recommend using Tear and Tape, but just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and use my multi-purpose liquid glue. And so I'm gonna add some liquid glue here on this side, right like that. I'm gonna line it up there and I'm gonna fold this in. Okay, and just kind of burnish it together. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm going to add my liquid glue or my tear and tape on that strip right there. That's going to get folded in, and this will get folded up, and we'll just press that down. Okay, and now you have the second layer. All right, for the top layer, we're just going to fold those 1-inch flaps down. We'll add our adhesive on each side, and that's going to go over the top, and it's going to go together just like that. So simple, right? Okay, again, probably tear and tape would be a better adhesive to use, but again, just because I'm videoing, it's a little bit quicker if I use my multi-purpose glue. So we're just going to lay that on there, line it up. You have a little wiggle room with your multi-purpose glue. I'm just going to make sure that those are down evenly on both sides. And so the basic pattern of the card is completed, and now we get to use our stamp set and add some fun images. So again, we're going to be using the Surfin' Santa stamp set. For this, I will be using the Santa, the wave, the sun, and then the words, "May your days be merry and bright." Okay, so I have a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to get my cushion because I'm using a photopolymer stamp. And then I'm going to be using Azure Afternoon, as well as my Memento Black. Okay, we'll start with Santa. We're going to ink him up, and we're going to stamp him. And then we will also stamp the wave. So we're going to ink this up. We're going to stamp the wave on there. And in the end result, we'll have these two pieces right here. Now I'm gonna show you the other two pieces before I color Santa. So we have two more dies from the Stylish Shapes set that were both die cut out of white cardstock. So the circle die is going to be for the sun, and then this die, this banner die, is going to be for our sentiment. So with the sun, I'm going to be using some crushed curry ink. I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp, and then I'm going to line that up over the circle and press it down and stamp the sun in there. And then for the words here, we're going to stamp "May your days be sunny and bright" using black ink, and we're going to just stamp that onto the little banner. All right, now before we go any further, it is time to color. So you can go ahead and I'll speed this up in the video, but you can, for those of you who like to color like me, I'll show you the colors that I used for this Surfin' Santa stamp. So I will be using my Stamp and Blend marker. You can choose whatever color you want for flesh tone. So this is one of the, this is an older marker, it's Stampin' Up! 800, but you could use Petal Pink, whatever color you want to use for the skin tone. And then I have both of my light and dark Daffodil Delight. I have a dark Granny Apple, the green will work as well. I have a light Flirty Flamingo, and then I have the light Smoky Slate and the dark Real Red. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and color my Santa. All right, so our Surfin' Santa is all colored, and now we are ready to assemble this card. All right, so since Santa is our focal point, I'm gonna use a dimensional. Actually, let me use a couple of dimensionals, place it behind Santa, and then we are going to go ahead and just center him in the middle here. Okay, all right, next we're gonna add the wave. So I'm gonna take and add just a little bit of adhesive to the bottom of this stamped and cut piece. And then I'm gonna just slide it in there and glue it so that it is on that second layer. Just reach in here to press it down. And we just want it so that a little bit of that water is splashing over the left side of the surfboard like that, okay? For the sun, we'll use a dimensional, place a dimensional behind here, and we'll place this up in the top corner. And then to balance it out, we're gonna add our sentiment in the bottom left corner right here. So for that, I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive. Pay attention to where you put your adhesive because you don't want it to go in this open part. So I put it mostly on this side, and I'm going to line it up right there so that it's next to the weight, and then there you go. All right, so our card is almost finished. I just thought of one thing that I wanted to do, and that is I want to add a little sparkle to this card. So I have my Wink of Stella. Now I probably should have added this before I glued my Santa down, but I'm going to go ahead and just reach in here, and I'm going to just put some Wink of Stella and brush it on the surfboard. So the nice thing is that I can still do this. It's not too late. And so we're just gonna brush that on there, and I'm gonna put a little bit in this little drink as well to add a little sparkle. But Wink of Stella is a great product to use if you just wanna add a little sparkle without having the bulk of the rhinestones. And there you go, you can see you have a sparkly surfboard and this happy Santa on a bright and sunny day. All right, well, this was so much fun sharing this project with you today. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my video today. And for those of you that are a part of my October Card Club, be on the lookout for an exclusive video just for you where I will walk you through how to put together 3 more diorama cards for a variety of occasions. For everyone else, thanks so much for watching my video. I hope that you'll come back and stamp with me again real soon. Until next time, aloha.